So here, instead of I writing a lot of code manually so that you don't have to really see my bad typing practice, I'm just going to copy paste some of the code which I have already written for my details report so that you can easily see and understand how things works. And this time the logic of this detailed report is nothing big deal. It's very fairly straightforward code. So what I'm going to do, let me quickly hop to the ExecuteAutomation reporting system code base, and then I'm going to just stop it. And here for the details report.aspx, I'm just going to paste a few lines of code right into here, and you can see there is a few lines of code, and basically it's going to display you the actual data binding stuff here for the particular grid. And you can see there is one small change which I need to do, is nothing but this master page dot master. This should be good enough. All right, and then we have to also add the code behind for this detailed report.aspx. So I'm just going to go to the, and then I'm going to just paste the code right here which I have already written, and let's add some of the missing references because that's going to create some of the trouble. All right, seems to be good enough. And it is not DB utilities, it is DB helper. Just gonna save it. All right, we're pretty good to go now. Now let's quickly show the demo, and then I will explain you what this code is actually doing. So let me quickly run this code. Hopefully it should work fine because I just copy pasted. So remember in our previous video, the 107, even if the parent cycle was 107, the detailed report was empty. But this time if I do a 107, it should work fine. So let's go to the home page, and if I click the 107, you can see that we have a pretty neat looking detailed report this time. See, these are the value that we inserted in our previous video for this particular test feature. So there is also an option to expand and minimize. If I click this particular test feature, it will automatically expand and minimize based upon the clicking that you are doing here. And it will show you the total steps which is executed. It is like 15, and it is kind of dynamic. So whatever value is out there, it will automatically calculate this for you, and it will show you right here. And you can keep on adding the feature, different types of features right into this place, and it will automatically add the feature name as well. For example, if I go to our query, and instead of test feature, let's add this as new feature. And then let's say if I execute this 2 times, and now if I refresh this, you can see we have one more feature called new feature here. So it will automatically add those different kinds of feature into the detailed reporting system for you, right? So this is how you can make use of your details report. So now you have a pretty much close to all the fully built reporting system for you at your disposal, and you can make use of this reporting system for any kind of automation testing that you are doing. So this is how you can make use of it, guys, and this is what is the actual ExecuteAutomation reporting system, right? So let's quickly see how the code is looking. So what I'm going to do, the implementation is pretty straightforward and simple. All I'm doing is I'm just getting the value from the query string, the parent cycle ID. I'm just passing it right here into the query, because I have to fetch the TBL detailed report based upon the parent cycle ID. So I'm just going to pass the parent cycle ID here, and that's going to return as the particular table. And then I'm going to execute the query as usual, and then I'm going to just bind that particular data into my grid, which is nothing but the detailed grid that you are seeing right there. And there is a pre-render option, and this pre-render event is actually performing a lot of operation. So what it's doing is basically, this is where the blue thing is coming, this particular row with the test feature, the blue color, and the new feature, right? So this is happening actually from our pre-render method. So this is what it's doing. So if there is any failed test case, it will also show you in the red color. So for example, this time, let's say I'm going to insert something called as failed in my new test, new feature. Let's insert 2 failures. And if I go to this page, and maybe if I refresh this, and oops, it should show the failed as red. I don't know why it's not displaying. Maybe something has changed in the code behind. maybe the grid value is kind of different. So all right, so it's coming to the grid, the cell value of 3, and let's see if the cell value of 3 is actually contained in the failed result. I don't think the failed value of 3 is actually contained in the failed result. I guess the particular row is being changed. Let's quickly see. All right, so it seems like cell value of 4 has got the particular value, and that's the reason the rendering is not really making the real sense. So this time, ooh, my god, it is rendering in a different place. Sorry, I will just stop this particular execution, change this particular color, and now if I execute this particular code, hopefully this time it should work fine. There we go. It'll also show you the red color for the failed, and you can make it as a bold if you want, or if you want to show the red color for the whole step, you can also show that. So you can keep on doing any kind of changes for this reporting system, and it's completely extendable. You can do any kind of change you want. So this is how, guys, we can make use of our ASP.NET and customizable code to perform and write the ExecuteAutomation reporting system UI. And I guess this ends our section with all the different kinds of operations that we need to do in our UI. In the next section, we'll be actually talking about working with a web service to perform the operation. Thank you. Finally, we reached to the end of this section. So in this section, we completed creating our ExecuteAutomation reporting system UI, or the ERS UI. And let's have a quick recap of what we did in this whole section. So we first started with our plain ASP.NET project, created and populated values to the grid via Visual Studio's inbuilt wizard, which was kind of easy to operate, and we also added some themes on the grid, and it was very cool to look, but we don't have any customization over those grid. And we also saw how the connection string and all the values is being embedded into the Aspx file itself. So then we added our custom CSS and JavaScript file, banners, menus for our ExecuteAutomation reporting system, so that it was looking so cool than before. And then we added custom code to connect the DB, execute the query, store proc in the database, and we stole all the code from our ExecuteAutomation framework libraries, which was available in the course like Advanced Automation Testing with Selenium and also with the coded UI. So using these code, we were able to have clear control over connecting to the DB and executing the queries instead of the embedded code of the Aspx file. Then we added code to search the test cycle ID. Again, it was very helpful to search the test cycle ID via the controls that we added. So now we have an ability to search for the test report using the test cycle ID, using the name and date and time search. And then we also added a code to view the detailed report page for more detailed test case reports, where we will have the feature names, steps names, scenario names, and also the exceptions and result. So these are the different kinds of things that we saw in this particular section of this course. So in the next section of this course, we will be discussing about creating a WCF service for our project so that we can make use of that particular WCF service to perform a different kinds of operation, like inserting a value into the ERS reporting database. Once again, thank you very much for watching this video and have a great day.